So I still have a Jammy hoodie that I rock quite frequently. It's nice and warm and super cool. They used to be really like, you'd see them around. All right. Okay, so the next song is called The World's About Me. And this song is in the mix because Vic and I were both involved with a project called Da Whole Thing, which D-A and then D-A-W-H-O-L-E thing, Da Whole Thing. A really cool project, and it's ska and a bunch of stuff. And the leader of that project, Patrick Carianis, is an Irishman who was living in New York at the time, and primarily a jazz musician, but a big fan of ska. And he put together a recording project, and he and a core of people composed some material, and it's really hard to peg down. There's definitely an avant-garde aspect to it. I'll put it at that way. Whatever you're expecting, it's not exactly that. It's really cool, and the musicianship is top-notch. So the first album was recorded at Stubborn Records. Version City is the name of the studio. They used to be in a downstairs place in Manhattan as well, a cellar. And so they did that album, and then I sang F Train and co-wrote F Train for that first The Whole Thing album. And then Patrick asked me to produce the second album, which was recorded at Coyote Studios in Brooklyn, where Slackers did Red Light, and a bunch of stuff out of the New York scene was coming through that studio at the time. And really a nice place, a 2-inch, 24-track analog studio with nice gear, and people used to using it well. So this song, that's a long preamble, but this song is from those sessions. That second album is called Tooth, like tooth in your mouth. And if you can find that online, really check it out, because it's a special album. And this is a song written by Patrick, and I believe that there are 2 different versions of it that are included on the album. The album itself is a concept album. I can talk about that at the very end too, but that's why this song is on twice. It has a backstory to it that I can't even start to get into yet. So when it appears twice in the long program, it has some depth of meaning. Anyway, Patrick, here you go. Is it time for me to take my pill? Or is it time for me to die? All I ever want to do is kill. I don't even know the reason why. What's the use in looking at the past? I'm happy now, my world is great. For all the horrors that they cast, I'm not evil in that kind of way. As to choose, I can't decide. The way I lose, I can't abide. And when I win, just for the ride, I'll watch the world commit suicide. Bubble dome, bubble dia voodoo, double dia dome. Oh, bubble, what's the use in looking at the past? I'm happy now, my world is great. For all the horrors that they cast, I'm not evil in that kind of way. As to choose, I can't decide. The way I lose, I can't abide. And when I win, just for the ride, I'll watch the world commit suicide. watch the world commit suicide. All right. So big love to Patrick. So I was involved with writing a bunch of the songs on Tooth, and there's some great ones. The whole thing had a main singer, Leaf, who has an awesome voice. And anyway, please check out the whole thing, Tooth, as well. It's definitely related in some family tree to Slackness.